Bhagavad. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottama Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadresho Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, the new chapter. We are beginning a new chapter today, chapter 20. The chapter 20 is entitled The Dynasty of Puru. So there is a chapter summary given in the beginning of this chapter. I'll read the chapter summary, then we'll discuss the first verse. This chapter describes the history of Puru and his descendant Dushmanta. The son of Puru was Janamejaya and his son was Prachinvan. The sons and grandsons in the line of Prachinvan, one after another, were Pravira, Manusyu, Charupada, Sudyu, Bahugava, Samyati, Ahamyati, and Raudrashva. Raudrashva had 10 sons: Ruteyu, Kaksheyu, Standileyu, Kriteyuka, Jaleyu, Sannateyu, Dharmeyu, Satyeyu, Vrateyu, and Vaneyu. The son of Ruteyu was Rantinama, who had 3 sons, Sumati, Dhruva, and Apratiratha. The son of Apratiratha was Kanva, and Kanva's son was Medhatithi. The sons of Medhatithi, headed by Praskanna, were all Brahmanas. The son of Rantinava, named Sumati, had a son named Rebhi, and his son was Dushmanta. While hunting in the forest, Dushmanta once approached the ashram of Maharshi Kanva, where he saw an extremely beautiful woman and became attracted to her. That woman was the daughter of Vishwamitra, and her name was Shakuntala. Her mother was Menaka, who had left her in the forest, where Kanva Muni found her. Kanva Muni brought her to his ashram, where he raised and maintained her. When Shakuntala accepted Maharaj Dushmanta as her husband, he married her according to the Gandharva Vidhi. Shakuntala later became pregnant by her husband, who left her in the ashram of Kanva Muni and returned to his kingdom. In due course of time, Shakuntala gave birth to a Vaishnava son. But Dushmanta, having returned to the capital, forgot what had taken place. Therefore, when Shakuntala approached him with her newly born child, Maharaj Dushmanta refused to accept them as his wife and son. Later, however, after a mysterious omen, the king accepted them. After Maharaj Dushmanta's death, Bharata, the son of Shakuntala, was enthroned. He performed many great sacrifices in which he gave great riches in charity to the Brahmanas. This chapter ends by describing the birth of Bharadwaja and how Maharaj Bharata accepted Bharadwaja as his son. Text 1, kindly repeat after me. Shri Badarayaniruvacha Puror Vamsham Pravakshyami Puror Vamsham Pravakshyami Puror Vamsham Pravakshyami Yatra Jatosi Bharata Yatra Jatosi Bharata Yatra Jatosi Bharata Yatra Rajarshayo Vamshya Yatra Rajarshayo Vamshya Yatra Rajarshayo Vamshya Brahma Vamsyascha Jagnire Brahma Vamsyascha Jagnire Brahma Vamsyascha Jagnire Shri Badarayaniruvacha Purorvamsham Pravakshyami Yatra Jatosi Bharata Yatra Rajarshayo Vamshya Brahma Vamsyascha Jagnire Shri Badarayaniruvacha Purorvamsham Pravakshyami Yatra Jatosi Bharata Yatra Rajarshayo Vamshya Brahma Vamsyascha Jagnire Shri Badarayaniruvacha Purorvamsham Pravakshyami Yatra Jatosi Bharata Yatra Rajarshayo Vamshya Brahma Vamsyascha Jagnire Shri Badarayaniruvacha Purorvamsham Pravakshyami Yatra Jatosi Bharata Yatra Rajarshayo Vamshya Brahma Vamsyascha Jagnire Shri Badarayani Uvacha Sri Shukadev Goswami said, Puroho Vamsham, the dynasty of Maharaj Puru, Pravakshyami, now I shall narrate, Yatra, in which dynasty, Jataha Asi, you were born, Bharata, O Maharaj Parikshit, descendant of Maharaj Bharata, Yatra, in which dynasty, Rajarshayaha, all the kings were saintly, Vamshyaha, one after another, Brahma Vamshyaha, many Brahmana dynasties, Cha, also, Jagnire, grew up. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. Shukadev Goswami said, O Maharaj Parikshit, descendant of Maharaj Bharata, I shall now describe the dynasty of Puru, in which you were born, in which many saintly kings appeared, and from which many dynasties of Brahmanas began. Please repeat this translation after me. Shukadev Goswami said, O Maharaj Parikshit, descendant of Maharaj Bharata, I shall now describe the dynasty of Puru, in which you were born, in which many saintly kings appeared, and from which many dynasties of Brahmanas began. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. There are many historical instances by which we can understand that from Kshatriyas many Brahmanas have been born, and that from Brahmanas many Kshatriyas have been born. The Lord Himself says in Bhagavad Gita 4.13, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha. According to the three modes of material nature and the work ascribed to them, the four divisions of human society were created by me. Therefore, regardless of the family in which one takes birth, when one is qualified with the symptoms of a particular section, he is to be described accordingly. Yallakshanam proktam. One's place in the Varna divisions of society is determined according to one's symptoms or qualities. This is maintained everywhere in the Shastra. Birth is a secondary consideration. The first consideration is one's qualities and activities. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. This chapter describes the dynasty of Puru. The Puru was the youngest son of Yayati, and Puru was the best son of Yayati. So his dynasty is described here. Now, this special thing about this dynasty of Puru is that in that very dynasty, Parikshit Maharaj appeared as a descendant. So there is the importance of the parentage or the ancestry in which one takes birth. In that, one may inherit some very good qualities. Not only inherit the qualities, but also display those qualities and work according to those qualities. That is the important point. If somebody claims, I'm born in a very, very great family. My father was a great person. My grandfather was another great person. My great-grandfather was another great person. But question will be asked, What are you? So nowadays, especially in recent times, people claim I am from a very great family, I'm from a great dynasty, great heritage I have. But what are you? What are your activities? What are the qualities by which you work? That I have nothing to show. So then, there is no real value for having taken birth in a great family. There's no value. It's like somebody claims I'm a very rich person, but when you look at him, he looks like he's wearing torn and tattered clothes. He doesn't even have a proper house. He has no money for even maintaining his family. And he claims I'm a very rich man. So then question will naturally be asked, if you're a rich man, why are you living in such poverty-stricken condition? Oh, my father was very, very rich. My grandfather also was very rich. And I come in a family of very, very rich people. But what about you? Where are your riches? If he asks that question, he has no answer. So this is the difficulty in our country, especially that people claim to be born in Brahmana family or Kshatriya family or Vaishya family, but they have no qualities. They don't have any good character. They don't have any noble qualities. They don't work by those qualities. So one doesn't have to actually make a claim simply by one's actions, the qualities by which one works. Automatically, the greatness will be shining forth in the personality. Just like if you have gold with you, you don't have to display that I have gold with me, I have gold with me. Gold always has value, whether it is displayed or not. Whether it shines or does not shine, gold is gold. And in English, there is a saying, all that glitters is not gold. Something may be shining like gold, but it may not be actually gold. It may be some copper or some base metal which has been polished, given a gold polish. Like they have American diamond. What is this American diamond? It's not diamond. It is some synthetic stuff which looks like diamond. And some unscrupulous businessmen cheat innocent people that it is real diamond. So if you can't recognize what is real diamond versus synthetic diamond, or even gold for that matter, sometimes people do get cheated. They buy something which is not real gold, and later on they are shocked to discover that they're not purchased real gold. So similarly, somebody claims I am from a great family. What is it that you have? To demonstrate. So here, That Maharaj Bharata was a very, very, very great king. Is very evident from his activities, from his qualities. And that Parikshit appeared in the great dynasty, Bharata Vamsha, the dynasty which stems from this Maharaj Bharata, who was a very great king. So, Parikshit Maharaj himself displayed all those great qualities. He was a very powerful emperor, king. He was very noble. His character was spotless. So, the scriptures describe that birth is secondary and the first consideration for any person is one's own qualities and activities that he performs. Guna, karma. Guna is his quality, karma is the activity which he performs. And Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita. Chaturvarnyam, these divisions of varna, social classification of society, of civilized human beings. Chaturvarnyam, Maya Srishtam, it is created by Krishna. But what is the basis of this division, Varna division? It is Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. Vibhagashaha means division. Division is based on two factors, Guna and Karma. Guna means quality, Karma means activity. So the qualities by which one may be classified as a Brahmana are given in the Bhagavad Gita. Shamo, Damo, Tapas, Shaucham, Kshanti, Rarjavam, Evacha, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikyam, Brahma, Karma, Swabhavajam. 9 qualities have been described. Now, if somebody does not display those 9 qualities, does not work by those 9 qualities, how can such a person be claiming to be a Brahmana? It's a false claim. His habits are those of a Shudra and he claims I'm a Brahmana. Why? How can he claim that? Oh, I'm born in a Brahmana family. If you're born in a Brahmana family, you were given an opportunity to cultivate nice Brahmanical qualities. But if you've not cultivated those qualities, you've not developed those qualities, you've not been trained to act as a Brahmana, then what is the value of your claiming to be a Brahmana? It is totally useless. Similarly, nobody can claim I'm a Kshatriya just because he's born in a Kshatriya family. He has to display the qualities. Srila Prabhupada explains that in the north, you find many people having this title as Singh. Singh comes from Simha, lion. So, they are from Kshatriya family. Formerly, these Kshatriyas, they used to be very, very chivalrous, very bold. They were given the title Singh or Simha because they could single-handedly combat a lion or a tiger and kill it without using a weapon. Because the lion and tiger doesn't have any weapon other than its own nails and its hands and his 4 legs and its teeth and mouth. It doesn't have anything else. So if you can fight against such a powerful lion or tiger and you can defeat it, then you are worthy of the title Singh. But now they have just retained the title, but they don't have that power. They don't have that quality. Similarly, so many Brahmanas, they have titles, Sharma or Purohit or Goswami. So many titles like that. Bhattacharya, especially in Bengal. Bhattacharya. Now, very noble family, very learned family. But what is the present descendant of that family? What is it doing? He is working as a Shudra. He is working as a Shudra. He doesn't know any of the Vedic scriptures. He doesn't maintain basic cleanliness. He doesn't have control of the senses. But he's claiming, I'm a Brahmana. And his name indicates he's a Brahmana. Bhattacharya. Acharya means one who teaches by example, achar. Bhatta means one who is devoted to spiritual culture. But nowadays it is not to be found. Therefore, the Bhagavatam declares, Yasya yal lakshanam proktam pumsam varnabhivyanjakam. That the person is classified as belonging to a particular varna according to the qualities he demonstrates or displays. Whatever qualities he displays, accordingly he has to be classified. If he doesn't have the quality of a Brahmana, sense control, mind control, tolerance, and cleanliness, and knowledgeable in the scriptures, if he doesn't have those qualities, then he's not a Brahmana. Whatever qualities he displays, accordingly he has to be classified. So here, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that in this dynasty of Puru, many saintly kings appeared, Rajarshi, Yatra Rajarshayo Vamsha, Brahma Vanshascha Jagnire, and also many dynasties of Brahmanas appeared in this dynasty of Puru. Puru himself was a Kshatriya, but Brahmanas appeared in that dynasty because they had Brahmanical qualities. So, regardless of the family in which one takes birth, when one is qualified with the symptoms of a particular section, he is to be described accordingly. This is a scriptural injunction. Birth is not the primary consideration. Birth may be a factor. That one gets a good opportunity to get trained up in the family in which one is born. If one is born in a Brahmanical family, then one may be trained up as a Brahmana. Or a Kshatriya family, one may be trained up as a Kshatriya. But after getting that training, if one qualifies, that's okay. After getting the training, if one does not qualify, just like there was one king, Anga Maharaj. He was a great emperor ruling the whole world. He had a son by name Vena. This Vena, he could not be trained by Anga to become a well-qualified successor to Anga. This Vena, he was very, very cruel. When he would go to play with his friends, if the friends don't agree with something he says, he'll simply kill them. just because they don't agree. He was very cruel. And when he grew up, because Anga Maharaj, he tried to train and correct this Vena, but he could not succeed. So silently one day he left his kingdom and went away to the forest. So as soon as the king is absent, these rogues and thieves will become very active in the kingdom. And common people will be harassed by these anti-social elements, like thieves and dacoits and rogues and plunderers. So the Brahmanas, they got together, the Brahmana advices of the Maharaj Anga, what to do now. So they decided, let us try to guide this son of Anga Maharaj, Vena, let us try to guide him and appoint him as the king, because he was grown up. So they appointed him and gave him some guidelines how to rule the kingdom. But this Vena, being very arrogant, he did not care for the guidance or the directions of the Brahmanas. He declared, I am God. There is no other God. He stopped all sacrifices offered to the Supreme Lord Vishnu. He said, if you want to do any sacrifice, you do that sacrifice as an offering to me. I am God. There is no other God. And he began to give a lot of trouble to the Brahmanas. So again the Brahmanas gathered together and they decided that they're going to try to rectify his misbehavior. So they collectively went to him and tried to advise him. But he would not care for their advice. So then they again gathered together and they used their mantra power to kill him. Simply by using one mantra, they killed him. So this is the point, that even though this Vena was born in a very, very good family, even though his father tried to train him, because he did not get trained up and he was very, very cruel, he was not having good qualities. So he is unfit to be the king. So he is removed as the king. So everywhere in the scriptures, it is clearly said, the first consideration is one's qualities and activities. Guna karma. Qualities and activities. Without proper qualities, without proper actions, one is never to be classified as a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya. These are the three upper divisions of human society, where there are some very specific good qualities which are useful for the person to render some service to this human society. Like Brahmanas give service to the society by giving directions about the goal of life, how to lead a righteous life, how to lead a pious life based on the scriptural directions in which they are very well versed. The Kshatriyas, they are capable of ruling the people in such a way that they give good protection to the weaker sections of society. The women, the children, the Brahmanas, the cows, the elderly persons, the old persons. They give very good protection. And they maintain the kingdom, the citizens. with all the necessities. They perform sacrifices by which Mother Nature will provide all the necessities in plenty. Then the Vaishyas, they are very intelligent in generating wealth. So they engage in agricultural activity by which there will be plenty of grains and all other kinds of produce, not only grains. And they will also do trade and commerce, and thereby they will generate a lot of wealth. And the Vaishyas are the only ones who pay taxes to the king. And the Vaishyas, they also give charity. To whom? To the Brahmanas. They pay taxes to the king, they give charity to the Brahmanas, and they maintain the Shudras. So in this way, everyone has a specific role to play in the Vedic society, classified according to the Varna divisions. So everybody contributes, but as far as spiritual goal of life is concerned, that spiritual goal of life is for every human being, whether one is working as a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya or a Shudra. Everyone has to have a spiritual goal in life. And that spiritual goal is simply to make spiritual advancement according to the directions of the Shastra and ultimately go back to Godhead. This opportunity is given to everyone. But because in this age of Kali, people cannot exactly follow all the scriptural directions for working as a Brahmana, Kshatriya or Vaishya, most of the population is with a Shudra quality. In what sense of Shudra quality? That there is no samskara being performed. Human beings are supposed to beget children by performing the Garbhadhana samskara. But nowadays, even those in Brahmana families or Kshatriya families or Vaishya families, they don't follow this Garbhadhana samskara. They don't even know what is this samskara. They're not educated, they're not trained, they are not enlightened. So, children born without the samskara, they are called asamskrita. That means they are of the Shudra level. Shudra means no samskara. So, because the population is of this particular quality, therefore scriptures say, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Iva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyaiva, Nastyaiva, Nastyaiva Gatiranyata. In Kali Yuga, because the goal of life is spiritual advancement and self-realization and going back to Godhead, that is possible only through Harer Nama, chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. And this chanting is recommended for everyone. As I said, spiritual practice is for everyone. The material work is according to the division of the Varna. Different activities for different Varnas. But spiritual life is for everyone. All human beings. So everyone should chant Hare Krishna make spiritual advancement and go back to Godhead, irrespective of what their occupation is, what their qualities are, it doesn't matter. So that's why this Krishna consciousness movement, established by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and carried forward by the Acharyas in this Sampradaya, the latest Acharya, Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada is preaching, everyone, please chant Hare Krishna. You become purified and you are able to make spiritual advancement and go back to God. So that is the recommendation in the Shastra. Otherwise, if you strictly go by the symptoms that people display, they don't qualify to be actually Brahmanas, Kshatriyas or Vaishyas. Even though they are sometimes engaged in business, but a Vaishya does not do business according to the modern day practices. Vaishya does business in a very, very righteous way, in a pious way. So, those Vaishya qualities are not to be seen nowadays among people in general, neither Brahminical qualities nor Kshatriya qualities. So, therefore, everyone should take to chanting Hare Krishna and perfect their life and not bother about this classification and the family in which they are born. They don't have to worry about that or bother about it. I'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.